So I just finished reading Julie Roy's follow-up article on Grace Community Church and all the abuse cover-up that happened there. And some people have said here on my channel that they don't like me using that word cover-up. I think after this article, after you read it, which there's a link in the description of this video, go and read it. And I think it's pretty clear after that we can call this a cover-up, because the elder who did the counseling for David and Eileen Gray, he knew about physical child abuse. He knew about it. And in this article, there's a letter that he wrote to the church, letting them know that David Gray was arrested. And in there, there's somewhat of a defense of him. But what's more important is that there is just nothing about abuse that he knew about. Now, he writes, the alleged abuse, and this is in reference to what's right before, of sexual abuse and physical child abuse of children. All right, so both of those are mentioned, and then the alleged abuse occurred from 1998 to 2001 and involved 2 girls and 1 boy who at the time were 4 to 7 years old. And then in nowhere does he say that he knew about it, that he knew about physical child abuse. It's important to make that distinction between sexual and physical, and the church, very clear from Julie's reporting, did not know. Eileen didn't even know about the sexual abuse, but they all knew about the physical abuse. David admitted it to Carey Hardy, and Shannon knew about it as well, the other elder who was involved in this. And they did nothing, and then they told the church that this is alleged abuse, while they knew differently. Now, some people are going to look at this and say, well, this is just, the elders just, they picked the wrong person to trust. Well, that's a huge error. Trusting the wrong person when it comes to abuse is such a major error. It's an error that disrupts people's lives, destroys their lives. So if that's your defense for John MacArthur, for Grace Community Church, for these elders in specific, Hardy and Shannon, I would say that argument is invalid. Because even if it wasn't malicious, which I've never said that it was, of the elders completely overlooking this on purpose, no one has said that it was malicious. But just because it didn't have forethought of malicious intent, still doesn't change anything about the facts that happened. These children were abused. This wife was abused, and they didn't have to be. If the elders did their job and actually talked to professionals, stop trying to deal with things in-house. I would encourage you to watch the live stream that me and my wife did, the last TheoLIVE episode. I'll have a link in the description of this video, and there'll be a little link at the end of this video as well in the end card. I'd encourage you to go and watch that. We talked a lot about this. But if they had just done their job, then a lot of pain and suffering could have been avoided, and even if you want to be a superficial to talk about the church's reputation, could have been saved in a way. But something tells me the story isn't over. Something tells me there's going to be more that comes out, because the philosophies that are involved in this level of cover-up of physical child abuse usually has ramifications. So I'm not sure if this will be the last video that I make about this topic, but I do want to know what you think about this. Let me know down in the comments if you liked just me talking about this. I know, usually when you talk about these kinds of things, people aren't going to like it, because who wants to like, something this awful? But if you like the fact that we're talking about it, that I'm talking about it, that others are talking about it, and trying to point out that Grace Community Church needs to do something. They do. If you had an elder who wrote this letter, you need to come out publicly and say something. There should be an investigation. Will it happen? Probably not, but we'll see. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.